All right. I learned my lesson. Learned my lesson. I can't unplug the USB. It'll mess the audio up. Learned my lesson. Is the audio even check? Yeah, okay. We're there. We're in there. See if I can reach this now. I guess it's a laptop. Hey, Miss Smith. Guess it wasn't Miss Smith. Back in action. We're back. Yeah, I was just saying, I learned my lesson. I can't unplug the. Hey, Francisco. Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, I know it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Butler Drive. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have anything you're looking to sell at the moment? No. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate you taking the call. Oh, hello. Hey there, is Mr. Behrman? Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, no, it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Warwick Walk Lane. Yeah, I just wanted to connect with you and I wanted to see if you might be open to. Hello? Yeah, yeah. You ever considered selling? Oh, okay, okay. I gotcha. Well, have you? Would you happen to have any others you might be open to selling? No. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate you taking the call. All right. Bye now. You too. One of these days we should do a conference cold call session. Split screen and create a YouTube. Split screen and create a YouTube call center type vibe. Now that would be cool. Yeah, I know. I think you mentioned that before. I'm like down. I just wouldn't know how to go about setting that up because I know it would require some type of streaming software, and I know it sounds like I'm probably beating a dead horse on what I'm getting ready to say because I've said it so many times on this channel, but uh, my computer just doesn't have that type of processing power. I've had this computer since I was in college. And hello, going on like, well, let's see, doesn't it tell you in the top here on Max? Yeah, this is a mid 2014 model. And again, it has 2 3 years worth of my college education on there, and just like so many files. My computer just can't handle it. Plus me being live, I've tried before. I just can't handle it. What's up, Derek? What's up, sophisticated one? But like that's exactly what I'm trying to get set up. CDL. Hey, Mr. Salgado. Oh, I was looking for the owner of a property on Lone Star Ranch Drive. Would you happen to know who the owner is there? Okay, okay. I'm sorry about that. Uh, yeah, I'm a CDL. I'm definitely like down the road, obviously, but I think I think I feed off of kind of in-person energy. I'm realizing that the more and more I reflect on this whole virtual wholesaling thing, that's not to say that it's not. I mean, I love it, but I definitely think that I would like being in a room with 5, 6 other people who are all doing the same thing and we're kind of like crushing the goals together. You know what I mean? I think there's like a level of camaraderie there that just can't be matched. I forgot you said that. No, no, it's good. It's like such a simple thing. I should be able to do that. It's like even when I'm doing this, just like dialing and YouTube live stream, it's like I have to be cognizant of how many taps or I was getting ready to say tabs and apps. I gotta be cognizant of both those things and just like close things out that I'm not using because I know it'll like make the world of a difference in the speed of everything. Yeah, man, it's still kind of dry. Let me switch up the list. Right? I mean, I think it's dry. I think I've become a little bit more impatient. Hey, Rosie. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Getting more wrong numbers than ever. I was gonna say I think I've become a little bit more impatient when I'm streaming, but no, it's definitely slow. That's weird. Oops, clicking too many things. Yeah, definitely. That's why I bring it up. I thrive off of partnerships. Yeah, it's cool to be solo, but to have someone to vibe off of makes it somewhat fun, like going into it. Right, exactly. Hello? Hey, Mr. Clark. I was looking for a Mr. Clark. I'm sorry about that. Barely hear the guy. Hello? Yikes, man. Yeah, that'd be cool for sure. Doing calls and keeping each other company and laughing and whatever. Right. And just like that accountability. It's like it's just kind of like recreating work in a sense. You know what I mean? It's the thing about being an entrepreneur. It's hard to motivate yourself. So like, you know, to have some type of accountability, like it'd be like clocking into the office every day, you know? And then when you don't clock in, everybody's gonna be like, man, where's Derek at? You know what I mean? And you're gonna feel some type of way too if you don't show up. Like, dang, like I should have hit my hours today. I should have hopped on the call or whatever. Should have logged into the stream. Should have clocked into the office. It's just that kind of internal sense of accountability. That's what I get out of it. It's just kind of like, LOL be like, man, let me call Derek. No, exactly. Or like, like for me, I would feel compelled to like say something before anybody else was like, yo, where's Derek at? Like I would know that hey, Jacqueline. Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, it's a little random. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Redbud Lane. Yeah, just wanted to connect with you and wanted to see if you might be open to receiving an offer on the property there. Okay. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any others aside from this one that you might be looking to sell? Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. Bye now. I was gonna say, like, because I would feel like I would need some, like, again, like a 9 to 5. Like, you don't just not show up to work. It's like you better have a good reason if you're not gonna show up. And I wouldn't just, if I had a 9 to 5 job, I wouldn't just not text my boss or at least one of my colleagues to like let my boss know that I wasn't gonna be there, and whether it be a lie or the truth as to what the reason is, at least the communication's there. You know what I mean? Or else my boss is calling me, "Yo, where you at, Derek?" Like, when hello, hey, is this David? Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. I know it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Field Cottage Lane. Yeah, just wanted to connect with you and wanted to see if you might be open to receiving an offer on the property there. Okay, got it, got it. Well, would you happen to have any others aside from this one on Field Cottage that you might be looking to sell at the moment? All right, very good. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. All right, bye now. He had to flex on me real quick, let me know he had one in Florida that he wasn't going to sell. Um, Christopher got paid on my last one beginning of this month. February 2nd, I think, is when everybody signed. That was the biggest to date. My fourth one closed. That one, um, I'll just be transparent. I've already said the numbers on here. It was 20,000, 20,000 assignment, and that's more than my first three combined. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. It brings up that competitive spirit. I want to make more calls than you today. Hello? Exactly, CDL. Exactly. We when I first started with my old partner, we were operating on Mojo, and we didn't want to buy another seat on Mojo just so that we could both be calling at the same time, right? We knew, like, look, we don't even have enough data in there, and we're with the amount of time that we're putting into it already, which was not a lot. Hello? Hey, is this Carlos? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think I got the wrong number here. Uh, we knew it was like not warranted to get that second seat, but since we only had one, we would kind of like play a little game with it. It didn't last very long, but it's just to speak to kind of what you're saying. It's like it was almost like we had to race to get to the dialer. The first one who can hop on the dialer in the morning, they got to keep they got to keep it. They got to stay on the dialer for as long as they could, you know, not giving the other person that opportunity to hop on. And it didn't really matter at the end of the day again, because as long as somebody was on the dialer, stuff was getting done. But then at the end of the day, you kind of get those bragging rights, like, bro, like I put up 4 hours and you only put up one. And then it's like, well, you were on it all day. I never got a chance. And your fiance would be like, Derek, the guys are calling you. That's facts. She's on my ass already about it. She wouldn't. I'd have to answer to her before I had to answer to you guys. That's great, man. Thanks, Christopher. I don't think I've ever seen you in here, Christopher. Appreciate you for hopping in. If this is your first time, and if it is your first time, um, let me know, or don't. Don't feel the need to respond to me. But since you're already kind of participating, which I appreciate, honestly, so much. Hello, because I know. Hi, is this Mr. or Miss Delgado? I know nine out of 10 people who hop on here don't ever say anything. So I appreciate you for even saying, "Hey, Miss Cruz. Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, no, it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own over on McShan Lane. But I'm just interested to know if you're in real estate. Um, Obviously, you hopped on here. Just curious to know if you are actively wholesaling yourself. What kind of yeah, where you align yourself within the if you're a wholesaler, you're a realtor. I know a couple of people on here are licensed, and what market you're in as well. Ooh, congrats, Derek. Thanks for transparency. Of course, sophisticated. Yeah, man. I went back and forth. Hello. Mentally gone back and forth about like sharing how much, because I never want to be that guy. Honestly, one, because those type of people bother me, but two, that's not why I'm doing it. But I do know that there is benefit to sharing that type of stuff with other people within the industry because then it attracts people to you who are doing the same thing. So that's why I feel very comfortable hopping on here and sharing it with people uh, who are actually doing the business. Because I just don't want it to come across as like a yo look at me type thing. I want it to be like a yo check this out. I want to be speaking into a room where people appreciate it. Yeah, I never caught you live before, but I watched some of the uploaded streams. Oh, okay, appreciate that. Stable. But yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't, you know, may sound. Is it? I mean, it's saying it's unstable for me. I don't know what that really means though. Hey, looking for Mr. or Mrs. Williams. Do I have the right number here? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hello. Yep. Everything is not working. Hopefully, okay, yeah. The dialer was overloading, slowing everything up. Wasn't even answering. But what was I talking? I was talking about the money. Yeah, I was gonna say it might sound corny, but bosses they do move in silence. They don't need to flex. I'm interested in being a wholesaler. 19, trying to find something that's not college. Just kind of intimidating since I'd be going in with no prior knowledge. That's what I did. That's what everybody did. Not to like, I don't mean to sound condescending, but so did everybody. I'm not so did everybody, but a lot of people who you're seeing win nowadays, they didn't grow up with, you know, real estate running in their family, or they didn't inherit a bunch of properties and were playing landlord a bunch. to a bunch of properties before they started wholesaling. I didn't have any experience. I was just interested. I've always been interested in real estate, that's for certain. I've known people who navigate within the industry, but I just took it upon myself, man. I just started, and I am gonna pat myself on the back for that. Started educating myself. There's enough knowledge or enough information out there. You can literally, I know people, and I know there's levels to it. You know what I mean? I'm nowhere near as experienced as some of these other people. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. That's why I say the last deal that closed at the start. But I'm trying to continue building the funnel because right now we have nothing under contract. So can't really ever afford to kick my feet up until I've already delegated everything that needs to be done and fully separated myself from the business. And I know it's going to be a long time before that happens. Yeah, I think I got a bad connection. All eyes on me. Bad connection. Try closing out on some of these tabs. All right, just close out of everything. I never know if I never know. Oh, hey Miguel. Miguel, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, no, it's oh, lo siento, me llamo Derek. ¿Quieres vender tu casa en el calle de Huntbrook? No, okay, gracias. One commercial deal was set up for a minute, and I closed on a deal for 50K and was able to take a little break and got my systems together. Yeah, exactly, CDL. Man, you're a good salesman. I've never wanted to get into commercial shit while I'm talking to you. But that's essentially what this one has done for me. It's just like allowed me the breathing room to like sit back and set. Hi, Miss Trejo. Hi, hola, me llamo Derek. ¿Es señora Trejo? Ah, lo siento, me llamo Derek. ¿Quieres vender tu casa en la calle de Battlewood? Okay, lo siento. I hate that. People say no English when I'm asking them in Spanish. Derek, if you don't mind me asking, hopefully you guys can hear me. Again, it says that my connection's unstable across the top of the screen. Please wait while we try reconnecting. I don't know if it means anything to you, but it's kind of annoying to look at on my end because I don't know if it's actually doing something or not doing something. But give a give a couple stacks to the old lady. Um, bought a bunch of data. Um, got myself a watch. Pay rent. you know. I'd be tempted to spend it, but I know I have to be smart. I never told you one time. You're an inspiration. I appreciate that. Sophisticated. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, this. Hey, Charlene. My name is Derek. I know it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Cloister Drive. Yeah, I just wanted to connect with you, and I wanted to see if you might be interested in possibly receiving an offer on the property there. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. I know. And she had to flex on me and let me know she was a real estate agent. uh, but yeah, sophisticated. I was gonna say this wasn't my first. I got it and blew it on the first couple, and learned quick and had a bunch of failures after that where I was scrambling, and I just kind of convinced myself that I'm not you won't catch me back there again. You know what I mean? That's what I'm telling myself. I'm really trying to hold myself to higher standards, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I'm holding on to it as tight as possible this time around. Commercial literally is no different for single families. Couple extra zeros, he says. Be surprised how much you can do with that, with just knowledge. That's why I love real estate. Yeah, I feel that. That's why I asked about how your buyers are underwriting the deals, because that's what I think holds me up is like for single family for single families, right? I feel like I'm essentially an extension, as we all are as wholesalers, just extensions of our cash buyers if we intend on assigning the deal. So, you got to learn how the buyer is evaluating the deals so that you can evaluate the deals the same way. And then simply take an assignment fee off the top or off the bottom, however you want to look at it. That's why, yeah, I asked about how you're evaluating it. But hello? So are you now I'm bringing it back, CDL. Are you just familiar with the cost to build then? Or are you in like direct, if you don't mind me asking, are you like in direct conversations with your builders so you kind of already know what they're gonna buy at before you go under contract? Because I know that's a route you can always take as well, right? But if not, if you're just kind of evaluating and getting them under contract before marketing it out to buyers, are you just familiar with the cost to build, like price per square foot, or like are you operating off of any formulas? Because I know for me nowadays out in Houston, buyers are going to buy depending on the area or neighborhood, infill lots of land within the neighborhood, below 20% of new construction ARV, new construction costs. Hello, hey Edwin, hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, no, it's a little random. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Dalebrook Drive. My name is Derek Wilson. Just calling around looking to see if anybody's interested in possibly receiving offers on the property. Have you considered selling in the past? Um, another one in Houston. I'm looking at it on Dalebrook Drive. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you said you have one in New Caney though. That's all right. You interested in selling that? Does it have an address attached to it there? Yeah, yeah. I still have you? Yeah, no worries if you can't find it. Um, you got it? Mhm. Peach? Yep. Yep. Like, okay. All right. And let me just pull that up just to make sure that I have it written down correctly here. Do you know how big that lot is or what the dimensions are? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm looking at it here now. And this is kind of a random question, but do you know if the mineral rights were included when you bought the the land right now, was there ever a house on it, or is it just a vacant lot? Okay, okay. Do you know how it's zoned? Is it zoned residential or commercial? Yeah, okay, okay. So it's probably residential. Okay, okay. All right. Do you know if the the lot there, if it has utilities running to it? No utilities. Okay, okay. And would you happen to have a survey for the lot there? No. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So is there a septic, or that's kind of what you imagine somebody would do around in New Caney, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. Now, how if we could get you an offer that made sense and you were happy with it, how quick would you be looking to get it taken care of? Are you looking to sell within the week or within the month? Okay. Okay. Well, did you have a price in mind that you'd be looking to get for it? Got it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I hear you. Okay. And is that kind of was that the intention when you bought or I guess a better question is how long have you owned the property there? Oh, okay. So was that yeah, just parked your money there. Yeah, yeah, okay. And now you're kind of interested in cashing out. Yeah. You have some plans for it? You have some plans for the money? Okay. All right. Buy yourself what now? Okay. Is that what you do for work? Okay. Very good. And you looking to build a bit there and get somebody else to drive it or got it. Okay. Very good. You drive across country? Locally? Yeah, okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll kind of pass along this information to my underwriters. I know that they were looking for some properties within Houston, but they will tend to explore if it makes sense, on the outskirts of Houston, like areas in New Caney. And let me see if they can be upwards close to that 35 that you're asking. And if they are, is this a good number to get a hold of you on? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, my name is Derek again. I'll probably be reaching back out uh likely sometime tomorrow. Are you going to be available? I don't want to catch you when you're on the road. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. Is do mornings or afternoons work best for you? Okay. Okay. I'll probably be giving you a call probably around the same time tomorrow then. All right. Sounds good. And this is Edwin, correct? Okay. Okay. I'll talk to you then, Edwin. All right. Sounds good. Have a good one. Bye now. Got a little lot play. 100% hear you, man. From what I understand, you don't need any or a lot of money to wholesale. Is that correct? You really don't. Um, you just pull cash buyers lists and use them. I don't even pull cash buyers lists, to be quite honest. I just network within Facebook groups, social media, um, and I call on realtors in the area when I do get something under contract. Really just depends on the deal. The only catch is the closing may take 60 to 90 days, sometimes a year, depending on the size. But I build my buyers list first, and then I go after what they want. Yeah, okay, right. That's what I've always. That's what before hopping in. Excuse me, because I just started with single families, and before hopping into land, I always heard that like you want to extend the contracts. You don't want to promise them a 30-day close because uh, the end buyer needs more time than that to get like permits and plans approved by the city. That's what I've always been told, I guess, or what I've heard. But when it comes to residential, it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case, but it would make sense, I guess, for anything bigger sized. And I'm sure the city as well. So this guy, I'm just gonna kind of talk out loud again. It says my connection's unstable. I'm hoping that it's okay for you guys. This guy here, that was a pretty decent little lead. Called on this property, wasn't interested. Has a lot in New Caney. Pull it up. It's just shy of 10,000 square feet, 9,700 square feet. Uh, looking to sell for 35,000. He was spilling the beans too. He said he bought it for 29,000 in 15 years ago. So he said he's just trying to make a couple pesos. Uh, I said I feel that, man. Got to chase the pesos. Bought it for 29K 15 years ago. Did I say no utilities? No utilities. Um, what to sell in order to buy his second 18 wheeler. He drives trucks and wants to start building a business with his son so they each can have their own truck. Pretty cool. Um, again, this is new to me, but now I'm pushing this lead to Podio through a web form. Full name generated by me. Contact source cold calling. Lead status. I'd say he's warm. He said he'd sell tomorrow, but he's also parked his money here for 15 years. So if he's not going to turn a profit, I don't see him selling. But you never know. Maybe his desire to buy an 18 wheeler is superseding his desire for profit here, which it sounds like it just might. I don't know how much 18 wheelers go for. Where is the hell? Where is the copy his phone number over? Property type, land, condition, vacant, no utilities, no survey. Ideal time frame of sale, ASAP. Motivation, wants to buy an 18 wheeler for his son. Uh, Looking to cash out for a profit as he's held this lot for 15 years. Bought it for 29K. Seller's ideal price, 35,000. I'm now just realizing how much information I truly was able to pull out of them. Comp status, needs comping, deal status, follow up, preferred language, English, submit lead. That's going over to the Podio now, and I will address that in a bit when I get over there. And for now, I'm going to mark that contact made. I'm going to go not available for a second so I can read some of the stuff that you guys got going on here. I would say if you're new, find a free way to build a buyer's list, but watch out for other wholesalers pretending to be buyers to get your information. Big facts. So to sell it to new people coming in the business. Yeah, that's something, doing it virtually, especially, I've had to learn the hard way. And that may just be something, I don't know if that's even something that can ever be taught. Uh, you could go the route of like demanding a bunch of information from these people, like proof of funds or addresses of their recent flips, or but I've found that even some of the legit buyers, maybe it's just Texas, but some of the real buyers, they're like, bro, I don't, like that's kind of the vibes and the energy that I get from some of these people who are doing big business out there. They get insulted like, bro, like your deal isn't that hot. You know what I mean? I'm looking at 10 other deals just like it right now in my email. So it can be hard to vet buyers like that, but I just go off of energy, to be quite honest. Feel like I'm pretty intuitive, and you can tell Daisy chain the deal. So I feel like the hardest part of being knowledgeable and being able to navigate these deals will be knowing the market and how to evaluate these homes on the fly. How would I go about learning that? Talk to buyers, um, talk to buyers. Figure out who is actually wholesaling and doing real business in your market. Get on their email list so that you get sent their deals, so that you can kind of tap in and see like, oh, okay, they're pushing this deal out at 100,000 and they're saying that it needs, X amount of dollars in work, and they're saying ARV is 200,000. Like, I wonder how much, you just start to kind of ask questions, and like, I wonder how much assignment fee they're going to look to take on this. I wonder what they would have had to have gotten it under contract for. And the more deals you look at, that's the only true, Christopher, the only true way to start to learn value is to assess and to run your numbers on deals. You got to evaluate deals. And the best way to do that, I think, is doing what I was just talking about. Get tapped in, or even just join these Facebook groups and see like, okay, I see a lot of properties being posted in this zip code, or when somebody posts a property in this zip code, or when somebody posts a property at X percentage of a discount from the ARV that they're saying, their comments get flooded. Just this morning, I still get that where it's like somebody posts something at like 85% ARV, but the comments get flooded because it's like a good rental area and the price points are higher. So paying upwards of 85% justifies itself by being able to collect, more than 1% in rent on a monthly basis. So it's just like you truly, until you just get in the weeds and you start finding deals and looking at deals, whether they be your own or somebody else's, the quicker you can do that, I think the best. And I do think I would recommend just jumping in, man. Don't overthink it. I mean, you hear that how simple these conversations are. Practice, practice, practice. Exactly. You hear how simple these conversations are that I'm having with these people. And so a quote that I saw a while ago, and I think about this so often. I'm probably gonna butcher it, but essentially, it was like somebody commented on this in something. Somebody who was, having fear of getting on the phones or all this. And I'm not saying that that's what you have, Christopher. Just saying that it's very common. I still have it myself. I don't like, if I'm being forthright, I don't look forward to hopping on the phones and getting cursed out or. But the guy had said, you can never say the right thing. Hey, Michelle. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking to get a hold of the owner of a property on Ancient Willow Drive. Would you happen to know the owners there? No, no, no worries. I'm sorry about that. He said you can never sit. I gotta pause it for this one. Gosh, the suspense, I'm sure, is killing you guys. He says you can never say the wrong, you can never say the right thing to the wrong seller, and you can never say the wrong thing to the right seller. Essentially, if the lead is motivated enough, you can fumble through the script. You could stutter every single, like probably 90% of this, to be honest, is what I'm finding. Um, and then what's the best way that you can get timing on your side is you increase your output. Get on the phone with more people every day, to increase the chance of getting on the phone with somebody at the right time. But that stuck with me. You can never say the wrong thing to a right seller. If the seller is motivated, if it's truly a seller, you could be speaking a different language and they're still going to sign the contract. That may not be true. Hey, Mr. Stubblefield. Oh, I'm sorry about that, but you get my point. And then it goes in the reverse. It's like if they're not motivated, hello. If they're not motivated, they would never understand. Um, those are the type of. Hey, Jackie. Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, it's a little random here. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Caddo Road. Hey, I just wanted to connect with you, and I wanted to see if you might be open to receiving an offer on the property there. No, no worries. Hey, while I have you, would you happen to have any others you might consider selling at the moment? Got it, got it. Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the call. Bye now. An unmotivated seller would never understand. That's why it's like I'm so quick to hang up on those people now, or ask them like that tough question. It's really become not that tough for me to ask anymore, which is like, are you actually interested in selling? Have you seriously considered this before? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna sell." So I'm just trying to cut through the fat as quick as possible, go after that low-hanging fruit, and I'll spend some time with some people, and I'll always give them the time of day to kinda talk, but, you can pretty much tell when somebody's motivated or not off the first 30 seconds of the phone call. Like, that guy was rushing to give me his the address. I was like, "Would you happen to have an address?" Just kinda thinking that, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, 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 let me go get it, let me go get it." He, like, went and searched for this address to give me and then gave me his life story. Like, I'm asking very basic questions, and, those are the type of people you and I always say it too, you'll never know a true motivated seller until you talk to one. When you start, you're gonna think that everybody's motivated who says, "Yeah, what's your offer?" Or, "Yeah, I'll sell." You're gonna think that every single one of those, "Oh, I got a motivated seller." And then you hear somebody get on the phone. I've told this story so many times, but my first deal, he was like, the first couple seconds of the phone call, I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And he takes a big, deep breath and he says, "Derek, we're going into debt." And I was like, "Oh," and that started the relationship of me buying his property, helping his daughter move out. He, again, spilled the beans, told me his life story, his daughter's life story, the situation. "Hey, Mr. Rhodes." "Oh, this is Derek. I know it's a little random. I was giving you a call about a property I think you own on Papoose Trail." "Yeah, yeah, no worries. Appreciate you taking the call. Bye now." He asked, and something else that I found. I know I'm regurgitating a lot of the information that I say a lot of these times, but I've found that, and you can tell, like I talk to these people differently than how I'm talking on the stream. If you treat people with respect and realize what you're doing, like understand the actions that you're taking, and I understand that I am interrupting people's days and calling them unsolicited. So like they have every right to be upset with me. So I want to be sure that like I'm just kind. And like that guy right there, and this is what has me saying it. You oh, you know what, brother? Sure. Appreciate you taking the call anyways. He says, "No problem, man. Have a good one." Like, and I have found that you can you can create those high vibes in those conversations where the response is no. Just because the response is no doesn't mean that the conversation has to be horrible and leave you feeling ugly after you get off the phone. It can be a very cordial, "Hey, you want to sell? No, thanks. Bye." And I've said this so many times on here, but like with the amount of times that I have turned the conversation around 180 with somebody answering the phone call, like, "What? What do you want?" And I just, "Hey, I'm looking for this person. Want to know if you want to receive an offer." No, 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 no worries. I appreciate you taking the call. The most extreme that I've had was somebody who I don't remember how she answered the phone call, but it was clearly she was upset and rude and nasty, and then I just didn't let it bother me and finished the phone call, and at the end, she says, "All right, have a blessed day." That always cracked me up. It's like, how you gotta go from being snotty to have a blessed day. I'll tell you how, by me again. It wasn't a coincidence. It was my energy that softened her and like realized that she had no reason to be upset. Like, yeah, I'm interrupting you for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't have to ruin your day too. That's, I guess, I'm just realizing it now that I'm thinking out loud. Like, that's really my goal in these conversations. Like, I don't want to get on the phone with somebody and ruin their day because I called them. And that type of energy, it just allows me to stay on the dialer for, 3, 4, 5 times as long as good. It's like even if they are nasty and ugly and rude, I am always in control of my own mood and my own energy. So I have become pretty numb to dialing, I'll tell you that much. And that's not, I don't mean numb as in I'm skilled at it. I know that I can become much more skilled at it being on the phone, but I've definitely overcome the whole like I don't want to get cursed out phase. Great quote. You got this, Chris. Literally, don't overthink it for sure. It's as simple as it seems. The name of the game is consistency and getting leads with motivation attached, like code violations, back taxes. Yes, sir. Thanks, CDL. So, Derek, how does the virtual aspect work? Do you not have to visit them at all? I'm not visiting it. My first couple of deals, my first deal I did with a partner on site, he didn't. I'm not gonna knock the guy. I didn't give myself enough credit on my first deal. I was nervous and felt like I needed somebody who was out there to split the profits with and show me the way. And this is, I guess, a great lesson. It goes with the same conversation of like feeling like you have to know everything. I just didn't give myself enough credit, and I'll knock him a little bit. He just didn't really do anything, and he got 50% of the deal because I honored my word, which was six thousand. First deal was 12K that we split, and he didn't do anything aside from show up. Well, he went out and took pictures, and then he showed up and facilitated the cash buyer walkthrough. But it was my deal, my contract, and it was my buyer that ended up uh, walking and being the buyer on the deal. So it was pretty much all me front to back, aside from him going out and taking pictures, which I could have easily. So then the second deal I did by myself. I I I hired somebody to go out and take pictures. I think I paid her $100. Um, and then my buyer bought sight unseen. So he was confident in the pictures that were taken. Um, Me and him had been going back and forth a good little bit prior prior to that. So we kind of built a level of trust despite not having done any deals. Um, you know, I think you're kind of, again, your energy, and I think he could tell that I was not playing around. I wasn't just like, you know, dipping my feet in. So he was confident in the pictures that he saw. He put in his earnest money. He still wanted an opportunity to walk it hello, before they closed. And that kind of got me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna go out there and be like, be- because the seller had already gotten the tenant up out of there. The buyer was in a perfect position to just like backpedal and be like, oh, like I can only I need it for 5,000 less or whatever, which people do. That just happened on a deal that fell through recently, like that just happened. Guy went out there and was like, anyways, I don't want to go off on another tangent, but he didn't do that. He went out there and was like, yeah, everything looks like how the pictures look, so I'm ready to close. And so, to answer your question, Christopher, it was a very long-winded response, but yeah, virtual. I've never been to Houston. As of now, I have linked up with Jared, who's on here quite frequently, and we are kind of like now work the same pipeline. And the benefit is there. I realized in having somebody who is on site that could go meet with these sellers. Meeting in person on an appointment, I think, is always going to have a higher conversion rate than trying to sell somebody over the phone. So that's kind of where we leverage that. He's out there. Him and his wife speak Spanish, so that's another benefit there where we can connect with Spanish speaking leads. So that's why you'll hear me ask somebody on the dialer in Spanish if they want to sell. If they do, and I get any type of positive response, I'll go ahead and I'll pass it along to Raina, is her name, and she'll reach out in Spanish. So we've kind of gotten this unofficial partnership going on. um, you know, Me having a lot of conversations with buyers and having done deals before, I'm kind of the one underwriting the deals, making sure that we get it at an attractive price, and then I'm handling the dispositions and kind of the title, the transactions, and stuff like that, and also trying to do as much as I can on my part on the front end and acquisitions as well. You might get a lot of Maryland type sellers. I remember that seller you had, Derek. She was crazy. Maryland. Oh my god. Yeah, bro, she agreed, and then I called her, and she was like, "Yeah, could you do 3 more? 3,000 more?" I was like, "No, like, I already came up 5,000." She's like, "Alright, bye." I think that's the one that you're talking about. It was Yeah, I remember specifically because I had posted that on my Instagram, the conversation that I had with her. It was, like, the day after Thanksgiving. She was telling me about how her property burnt down, or not burnt down, but, like, fire damaged within the kitchen, and then, like, I came to an agreement. I came up, I felt like I negotiated it pretty well, and I increased the offer, and we met somewhere, and then I set up a time to, like, call her the next morning to walk through the agreement, and then when I called, she was, like, clearly shopping it around and was, like, had probably gotten another offer and was like, "Hey, could you do 3 or 5,000 more?" And I was like, "No." And that was really, like, the first time that I can think back on where I, like, put my foot down, 'cause that's, something else that a rookie wholesaler I'm guilty of, and I'm sure a lot of, like, new wholesalers are as well, is just getting things locked up too high because you're eager to get a contract. And in this case, I was just so confident. I was like, "No, like, it's already so tight. I've already come up 5,000, and now I'm looking at, like, maybe a five to $10,000 spread there for the assignment." And I was like, "No, like, I'm not gonna come up. We already came to the agreement." And she was like, "Alright, bye." And that kinda tripped me up, but now thinking back on it, it's like, I'm so glad that I put my foot down because it would've ended up wasting so much more of my time. I would have gone under contract, marketed it to buyers, not gotten positive feedback, gotten offers under the contract price. You were pissed low key. I was mad. Yeah, bro, I was mad. That really bothered me. That was, like, the first time that something like that really happened where, uh but I'm glad it happened that way in retrospect because a lot of, worse things have happened since then. A lot more worse than a lot worse. I'm having trouble with that today. More worse? Worser? More worser? A lot of bad things have happened since then, and, I feel like that was the perfect warm up. You were pissed, low key. Yeah, that bothered me. I was like, "How are you gonna do that?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, how you gonna negotiate with me and we come to a price, and then what bothered me was that she was just so quick to dismiss it. It was like, "No, I can't go up 3,000." She said, "Okay, bye," and hung up. It's like, "What?" I ended up calling her, like, again, weeks later. She was just not motivated. That was another lesson for me. It was like she just wasn't motivated. There's no reason. She had, like, multiple properties in Louisiana. She had, like, just gotten back from a trip visiting those properties. There's no motivation. How many calls on the day? 25? God, yeah, it's been going pretty slow. 5, 10, 15. I can't believe you remembered that, Maryland. I remember you coming down early. Exactly. I remember like 8 a.m. to call her because she called you and was playing all the games. That's exactly. I can't believe you remember that. I was sitting right there on that couch right behind me. It was like a Saturday morning, which is like not typically when I would have been operating in the business at that point in time. And I was like, woke up because yeah, she had called me. Exactly. She called me and I had to call her right back. And I ran down here and I set up the live just in case the conversation went how I expected it to go, which was let's get this agreement in place. But all it really was a capturing me getting rejected, which made me mad. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I say. Like, it's because they can only think about themselves. That's what my response to that would be. Everybody is selfish deep down, and they don't really care about other people, so they don't even consider it. They don't consider that they're wasting somebody else's time. That it doesn't cross their mind. It's not like they're making the choice like, "Okay, like, I'm gonna do this and, like, yeah, it may waste Derek's time, but, like, I'm gonna do it anyways." It's like they don't even think twice about it. They're looking out for their own best interests, and that's my insight on the day. Trying to, like, run these contacts outs, but 25 on the day, I feel like I've been down for hours. I guess I have been down for a couple hours. Yeah, people are just funny, man. That's like what I find a big part of this is as well, is just like being able to decipher people's true intentions. Like on the deal that closed before the last, we closed that one in December, or no, January, I think. No, 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 December. Closed that one in December. Um, we were probably a week away from closing. Everything lined up. I mean, contract in place at the title company. Title was clearing. No liens or any. Hey, Ruth. Hello. Hi there. Looking to speak with Mr. or Mrs. Brown. Do I have the right number here? I'm sorry about that. Um, contract in, title company, all that. Everything was just like moving forward. We were just waiting on, I think, the a land survey and like a city lien payoff, which was like a couple $100. So it wasn't gonna affect the deal one way or another. But he calls me, and we already had the buyer lined up, assignment signed, earnest money deposited. Um, Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I have the right number here. My name is Derek. I was looking to get a hold of the owner of a property on West Elaine Avenue. Oh, yeah, yeah, we'll do. I'm sorry about that. Bye now. Um, and then he calls me and talking about how he talking about how his wife changed her mind and uh, she doesn't want to sell it anymore. She just thinks that she thinks it'd be beneficial to just fix it up and sell it on the market and and sorry, I don't know why it bothers me so much that it says that the connection is bad. Close out some of these tabs. Um, yeah, he calls me like 10 days before closing. My wife changed her mind, and I panicked. I can't lie. Heart drops, right? I think we were looking at a $10,000 spread, knowing that we were going to cover the property taxes. He hadn't paid his taxes for the year, um, so we ended up both taking down a little over 4 grand. Well, like somewhere close to 2,000 was owed in taxes. So the old me would have panicked, freaked out, and said something stupid probably, or But this time, it wasn't my first rodeo, so I was able to just like, okay, well, that's fine. Mind you, this guy called me back after a year. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. It says the connection's unstable, but this guy called me back after a year. I cold called him, gave him the spiel. We had the conversation. I might have even made him an offer. I don't remember the call number. So he called me a year later talking about falling out of contract with like two other wholesalers. He doesn't say wholesalers, but two other people talking about how they couldn't line up their finances. Their finance partners couldn't, yada, yada, yada. I said, where were you under contract with them at? 100 grand, 90 grand? I was like, well, that's why. You know what I mean? But anyways, he called me back. So I knew that that was the case. I knew that was the case. He was talking about, oh, my wife changed her mind. I said, this is what I said. I said, look, Jaime, I've been doing this long enough. And to answer your question, Christopher, about 2 years, if that. I haven't, anyways. But I said I've been doing this long enough to kind of between the lines. We've been kind of straight up with one another up to this point. So I'm gonna ask you, man to man, it's not about your wife, is it? Somebody else is offering you more money. And he says, "Oh, yeah, Derek, you've been really truthful. You've been good to me up to this point, so I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Yeah, that's what's going on. A family friend found out I was selling. I told her how much I was selling for, and she said, I can pay you 10,000 more. I said, okay, well, you can go ahead and do that, but just so we are going to have to take steps in order to get to make ourselves whole. I was saying exactly this. So what we do, and I explained to him the memorandum process. I didn't want to have to do that. We've never done that in the past, whereas sometimes we should have. But I straight up told him, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and file a memorandum of contract with the county. They're going to record that against the property so that one way or another, we're going to be made whole because a lot of time, money, and resources have been spent on this deal in order to get it to the point where we are at. Again, we were 10 days away from closing. I said, so we need to be either reimbursed for all of this or something, but we need to be made whole. So what's going to happen is that's going to get filed. And when you go to sell to this other woman, she will be unable to close until we get reimbursed. And he's like, well, who's going to pay you? Is it going to be her or me? I said, that's up for you guys to decide. But one way or another, again, stuff has been spent on this file to get it to this point. So, and he was like, oh, okay, okay, let me call you back. Let me call you back. He calls her and he's like, okay, just to be sure, are you going to pay closing costs? And she says, no. He says, "Oh, are you going to pay my taxes?" She says, no. And he was like, "Oh, well, he's gonna pay all that, so never mind." And he comes back to me. It was short-lived. It was probably about a 30-minute, 60-minute ordeal where I thought he was backing out, but where I just stood my ground. I was like, "Look, you can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna force your hand, but just know that we have options here because we got it to this point." Um, and then he called me back like 30 minutes later. "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for all this. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with you." I was like, "Phew." But it feels good to get a bluff through, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody plays poker, but it's like you gotta keep the poker face on when you put the chips in the middle, and then only once they either fold if it's a bluff, which it kind of was. Again, I wasn't intending on filing a memorandum, but I knew about wholesaling since 26. I was chicken, and I'm just now taking it seriously at 27, going on 28 this year. Mentally, I was programmed to think I couldn't wholesale and that it'd never work. Yeah, to speak to that sophisticated one, that's something that I work on every day, man. Like imposter syndrome. I do a lot of self development type stuff, self reflection. Um, yeah, I mean, I used to think that type of stuff was corny too growing up, like kind of like girls did it. And this is me being truthful. Until I started, the entrepreneurial journey and realized that 99% of it is up here, and you got to get that right before you can do anything else. And that's still something that I struggle with. Sophisticated one is like is is telling myself with confidence and not second guess to be a millionaire in order to make good money in it. Um, for some reason in my subconscious, I feel like I don't deserve it, and that's something that I've been working lately. I'm glad you saw through the smoke, Derek. With more experience, you're getting better. Yeah, thank you, sophisticated one. Do you do a memorandum for every deal? No, I've never done a memorandum. Like I said, and if it ever comes up again, I'll go ahead and do that. But what I had done since then is added to personally file a memorandum without. It doesn't say it this specifically, but it essentially says that it gives us the authority and permission to unilaterally file a memorandum of contract to protect our interests in the deal. What that is saying is, hey, we don't need you to sign anything. We don't need your, because you'll see a lot of examples of memorandums where it's like it leaves a space for the seller to sign. And what the contract says is, hey, we don't need that. Um, if we feel the need to protect our interest in the deal, we don't do it on all of them. But if we feel the need by signing this purchase and sale agreement, you're also agreeing to allowing us to file a memorandum if we feel fit. So that's something that I added, which gives me a little bit more confidence if the time does come, because my title company likes to do things on the up and up. They like paperwork, they like the trail. Um, so it hasn't come up, but something where it's just no questions need to be asked because the owner of the title company, the guy that I go back and forth with, he went live on social media the other month talking about how the language and agreement is so key for him as the title company owner, because for him he can do what it says in the agreement. But if there's any gray area or things don't quite make sense in the language, yeah, to do things on the up and up, he's gonna need things clarified. He's gonna need addendums filed. He's gonna need other things written up and signed off on by both parties in order to feel comfortable issuing title insurance, right? We don't need the buyer's permission. Like that's another thing that pops up. Buyer isn't written correctly. The title company's not gonna be able to cut you that check. They're not gonna be able to give you the buyer's EMD because they need a release. They need a release of earnest money signed off on by the buyer. But if something is written in your assignment agreement that says, EMD is to be whatever dispersed to um, a signor, immediately upon any type of, if essentially if the day comes, the day of closing that it says on this agreement and you haven't closed, title company doesn't need they're just going to go ahead and do it. So it's that type of stuff where that story, like you're saying, sophisticated, just seeing through the smoke, just being able to like navigate through that because people don't, it's all about the money. That's not true. That's not true. Don't care about the money. The money doesn't mean so much to them. That was the case on the last one. The amount of value that we added, aside from just buying the property, it outweighed any money that we could have added to the offer price. Those really evict her squatting nephew, who was a drug user, got him and his ex-wife up out of the property, literally refused. We tried putting that $1,000+ in his pocket, renting him a U-Haul to get up to his sister's place. He had a place to go, everything, but he just refused and sent me nasty texts like, "You're gonna have to evict me." My aunt, it's his aside from just the money, so it didn't matter to her. I'm probably gonna call it more time to it now that I got paid on that last one. Unfortunately, I made a joke about this the other day, but the bills are still coming, so I can't. But this definitely gives me some breathing room to allow me to get on here and do more hours per day in the business. So, like I said, just a little recap. As of Monday, been able to put up 100, 236, 300 and just about 340 driving for dollar properties virtually. Been able to put up, what is that? 22 cold call contacts. I always joke that I used to, when I first started, I thought I just set a goal for myself, 75 contacts a week. I just wanted to get a hold of 15 people Monday through Friday. And I thought I was killing it when I hit 75 contacts. Now I feel like I'm not doing enough when I put up 50 a day, truly. And I know it's because it's the truth. Like this year is to close 10 deals, 100 grand um, gross revenue, and to go full time, 100% in this. That's like a couple of my annual goals that are related to, and I haven't eaten anything all day again. 2 p.m. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. I really like this stream. I appreciate you guys for hopping. Saw Love just joined the server as well. Love, if you're on here, the live stream before my audio messed up, but that was kind of the goal, like what we were talking about, kind of like all cold calling together or whatever. I know it doesn't really mean as much when one, we're not in person, two, we're not like getting video feedback of what the other people are doing, but I at least wanted a place to go so that I used to do it and I might start doing it again. I used to just go on there and like the type of stats that I just spewed off right now, I would hop in there and be like, yo, like this is what I've done. Kind of just celebrating the small wins. And I'd love for anybody else who's interested in doing that to hop in the Discord group. It's free, just a little way to create a little bit type of sense of community amongst the people who are interested in doing the business. I mean, obviously within the community here on my channel as well. Um, so that we can stay in contact when I'm off stream. So, I'd love to offer any type of assistance that I can. I know I always say this, I'm no pro. Maybe that's why I gotta stop saying that. Maybe that'll help me hardwire my brain. Uh, I'm no pro, but I know what I'm doing. How about that? I'd love to offer any guidance, assistance, any way that I can, especially if you're in the Houston market, Houston metro, surrounding areas. Love to connect, make something shake, whether it be helping you on the acquisitions or disposition side of things. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like